Namaskar. It is my pleasure to welcome Professor Rana P.V. Singh, the President, ECLA Asian Cultural Landscape Association, who has studied Varanasi or Kashi during last over 40 years and published almost about 6 books and 135 research papers on Kashi. May I request him to talk on the Ganga riverfront of Varanasi? Well, Professor Rana, kindly proceed.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak based on my experiences, research and expositions, what I have learned from the blessings of Lord Shiva and Mother Ganga in Kashi. Very common saying is that three are together, Lord Shiva, Ganga, and together that makes the whole area divine, that is called Kashi Devi. So if three are in one place, that itself is just like Triloka. So all the Triloka, three mythical rims are on the earth, and that is the only place like this. So that is the first reference. Before telling anything, we say that Yatha Namo Tatha Guna, as the name, so thy fame. Banaras is famous for 108 names, 108 names. Among them, three names are very common and popular. The most common name is Banaras, and that history goes to about Buddhist period, what is mentioned in the Buddhist text. Banaras, the juice of life is ready to serve you. It means good or bad, sour or salt, sweet or hard, or whatever you can say, dualistic nature, and that is the life. Two sides of the realities of life together, and that's why the word is Banaras. The second name is just geographical location between the Varana river in the north and Asi river in the south. If you can combine Varana plus Asi, Varanasi, it means it is defined as a sacred territory. And then came the name, it is quite late but very advanced, that is called Kashi. We try to explain it based on the Yajurveda, one of the mantras, Kashahid Kashi. It means where the cosmic light concentrate within that territory, this should be called as Kashi. So we can try to have this idea, and then we can further proceed. You can see in this map, it's very simple. You can see light orange, that is the main city area, and the rest area is green area. So this is just to indicate you that what is the model. But later on I will explain you how the three combine together. One more name is metaphysical, or you can say two words more, then only we can understand the total personality of the city. One is called Avimukta. It means that it is never forsaken by Lord Shiva. So invisibly, Shiva is everywhere. That's why the common saying is that every particles or pebble of stones in Varanasi having the spirit of Shiva. Kankan mein Shiva hai. That is the way it is believed. And the other is Anandavana. Ananda, sublime bliss. One is sacred forest. The sacred forest one can have meditational value, manifestive value of the sublime bliss, Ananda. And that again, that defined that this area was originally not like city. It was something like cosmic center where the nature is so strong that man can get himself or herself attached to the spirit of the nature and receive that manifested power, what you call Ananda. So this way the name is self-defined. And that's why the saying is Yatha Namo Tatha Guna. As the name, so thy fame. Okay, so let me just give you an impression about Ganga. So we have tried to understand that if you can take the total gamut of the Indian culture and link with the cultural flow, life flow of the life, then we find that Ganga is at the core. So we say that if you can properly pronounce that itself is three layers in the body, like this is the way that you start from the nasal sound, then going to have some movement in your heart, then moving towards your upper plane, This way, the Ganga, the motherly spirit of the nature, which is existing on the earth's surface. That is the idea of that one. Then it has been converted into the whole land, what we call Bharatvarsha, the great India, and that is defined by the holy waters, sacred rivers. And if you can read the three chapters, first earlier three chapters of Riga Veda, or you can say Nadi Shukta, where description is given about the holy water, they say that any water having sense of holiness, manifested power, that is called Ganga. Later on, this has been converted in a more symbolic way, and that is called Ganga Devi, Ganga Ma. And then it has been converted into the whole sphere of this land, what is called Bharatavars. Like Bhagavad Purana, one line is Gayanti Deva Savagita Kani. It means all the gods singing beautiful songs in honor of this great land because it is already receiving energy, power, life flow from the Mother Ganga. Now the question is, where is the Mother Ganga? So in physical sense, there is only one Ganga. But in manifestive sense, you'll find there are five more Gangas. And that's why they are like six Gangas. It is just like you can have a triangle, apex up, then triangle, apex down. You can superimpose, that became hexagram. And in the same way, we find five other Gangas. They are in the five areas. So one is the central, one is Ganga. The other portion is small stream is Mandakini, so that is called Ganga Ji of the north. Then we have like river Mahanadi, so that we call that that is the Ganga of the east. Narada Ganga of the west, Kaveri Ganga of the south, and then Godavari Ganga of the center. So this way you can see, if you read the ancient texts of all these rivers, Mahatma literature, you will find literature based on the Sanskrit literature, then we find that each river has been given a symbolic expression of Ganga. So if you can plot a map, what you can see here, and then you can watch, it means this is something unique in the whole world, what Marcia Iliade and such is called already Dikhajan Campbell already mentioned that great masters, that nowhere else in any literature, that the whole area of Great Bharatavarsha linked with the motherly spirit of Gangaji converted into symbolic way, and that's why we call this whole process Gangaization of Indian culture. If you want to say a single line to understand the whole philosophy and metaphysics of Bharatiya Sanskrit, then very simple answer is you have to read Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And if you want to understand how the physical reality meet with the motherly flow of the divine reality, and then you can feel it, experience it, share it, that is Ganga, and that's why we call it Gangaization of Indian culture. So on the map, if you can plot and then compare with a small recent portrait that Mother Ganga is standing at the center, or one painting of the Gangaji, that how she is carrying the holy water, then you can understand this whole thing. So northern side is Himalaya, that is like, just like head. Then you come to Rameshwar, that is like right foot. Then you finally go to Kamaksha, another area, that is one of the hand. Then you go Karachi, Bangladesh, etc. That is the border, then you say another hand. So this way there's humanized form of the physical reality of the landscape converted into divine with the help of Gangaji, and that's why we call it Gangaization of Indian character. This has been represented, this whole idea you can see with the help of a map. So if you are not understanding the whole beautiful manifestation of these thoughts, what is narrated in the Vedic and Puranic text, then you can think that, oh, this is a simple map, but this is the only map in the whole world, which is exactly three-dimensional with each piece calculated with about 3,000 to 130 slabs all together set in horizontal and vertical manner, and scale is given there. One can go, we have done this exercise to go inside and measure that. Don't know how, my goodness, this took about 15 years of work, and these are all local, and these people, craftsmen, they produce this, and this was inaugurated by our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi. So just to give you an example, the concept of Mother India. So northern portion Himalaya, just giving the head. Southern portion Sri Lanka and Bay of Bengal, that is the lower limbs, etc. So the map itself became the mother. And that's why during the independence movement, this was taken as a model. So when we say Mother India, here we start the concept, the physical reality converted into emotional and metaphysical, that map itself became the mother. So one side we have discussed that how the physical sense of India, that is mother, here is the map itself is concept of mother. This is a typical example, and this is Banaras, and we are trying to put it, inscribed it in UNESCO heritage site. Now this can be compared with about 7th to 9th century, that is a monolithic structure of Mahabalipuram, that gives how the Ganga is coming, Ganga Avtaran. Ganga is coming from the sky, from the Kamandalu of Brahma, then going to Vishnu, then going to Shiva, and then coming on the earth. So she is called a Tripathaga. She has followed the three paths of heavenly path through the trinity of the Hindu pantheon. That has been beautifully described, and this is again the only one piece in the whole world, that monolithic structure, and that is granite. How they have been made it, this is again a great mystery. Nobody knows that each and every piece is there. How the Nagas, the great snakes are working, elephant controlling the different direction, Airavata is there, the Dikapala is there, and all that is described. So this is another perspective. So we have started to think three levels. The physical reality, the map of India in real sense, how in India. Then that is converted into map itself. That is like Bharat Mata Mandir, what is called. And here is the sculptural sense of the same reality, that how the life started from water, and water is sacred to the motherly spirit of Gangaji, and in the form of sculpture with all the symbolic reference of different beacon, direction, space, time linked together, and that gives the essence of life. And here is that Ganga in the center. So now they come to general introduction after this, that how Ganga is coming. So here you can see there is a map, you can say that right hand side the Ganga source area. In that you can closely watch, that is the Uttarakhand area from where the main source is coming. So that is two rivers coming and meet together from where the name is start. Yeah, you can show that. Okay, any number. So that is the place called Devaprayaga. What we have tried to do as a student of geoscience, we have tried to measure based on the British records of the topographic surveys to see the nomenclature of different sub-streams. We find that at Devaprayag altogether 108 streams meet together. This is again mystery. Sometimes people say this is manipulation, because everything is manipulation in that way. So unique thing is that any river stream you can cite in that portion that has name with a suffix like Ram Ganga, Sita Ganga, Asitarangadi Ganga, Trijugi Ganga, Narva Ganga, all these. And then the two rivers, Bhagirathi and Alakananda, meet at the place called Devaprayaga, and then the first time name is used as Ganga. Now here comes something metaphysical. What is that 108? What is the mystery of this nature that our great sages tried to understand it? So that is a wonderful expression of multiplication of space and time. Time is considered to be 6 ritu, what we call that Khatha ritu. It means in Indian condition we find 6 seasons, and every season has been up and down, just like you can say lunar cycle of light and dark. Here we say that it is going up and down. So 2 phases of that. So you can multiply 6 into 2, that is equal to 12, and that's why we say Masa or 12 months, 12 zodiacs, and 12 division of time. So that became the Kala Chakra. It means that is the time phenomena. Then it is to be linked with the space phenomena. In space phenomena, we describe, according to our Atharvedic tradition, through the Dika. It means four main Dika: east, west, north, south, and then cardinality to have subdivision, 4, 4 plus 4, and then without center, no one can be linked. If you can draw radials, so you need a center. So you can say 4 plus 4 plus 1 is equal to 9, and that's why 9 is the number of the primordial goddess. 9 Durgas, 9 Gauris, 9 Mahakalis, like the whole series. And that 9 is referring to, in metaphysical sense, that is referring to the space phenomena. So time is 12 months, and now space is, the symbolic number is 9, so you can multiply 12 into 9, that became a 108. And that 108 is just based on our rosary system. When we just count the beads, any monks or what we do in our family, just we remember the names 108. It means the moment you can try to count this whole rosary, it means your soul, your mind, your thought is going to purify or receive energy in the whole year, 12 into 9. From all the direction, 9, center and all the direction, and for the whole year, 12. This way, the spirit meet at the point called Deva Prayaga, and first time it is called Shri Gangaji. So that is the importance of Ganga. It is not only river, it has whole metaphysical, cultural, symbolic, physical, cosmological interpretation. And one more important thing is that all this source area, which is scientifically proved, come from very rich healing plants and trees and flowers. And that's why Ganga is not only river, Ganga also having very strong healing energy through the water, and that's why Ganga always used in different purposes for healing. So that is the idea of Ganga, and it has also like a curve feature, starting from Himalaya, then taking a curve, then again curve. So we find 2 curves and 3 phases. That is again fitting into our metaphysical explanation of life, that always we have 2 turnings, up and down, good and bad, sweet and sour. And then if you cross that, then you reach to the third, and that is called Ganga Sagar. The mother Ganga is going to the infinity, and that is called Sagar, the great ocean. So that is Bay of Bengal where she is going to meet. So just giving you an impression that how these 3 levels meet together. This is something very unique. If you can closely watch these, first watch this right hand side, or you can say left hand side in that way. So there you can see that is the Google image. In Google image, you see, if you can watch and quickly, innocently try to ask this question, that what does it mean? Anybody can say it is just like cobra hood. And that is the first symbol of mother and father, male and female union. That's why the Naga worship you find in the ancient classical literature. So Mother Ganga is turning like cobra, and that is linked to the water phenomena, where the spirit of negative, that is poison, and negative, then it is converted to the positive, life jalahij in one head. The water itself is life, that meet together. That's why this city is called that. This city having both the character together, and this is the way we call it. This is the life world. So that is another. Now here comes something very unique. This nobody knows that who has painted or developed this particular portrait you see. But first time, Raghuveer Singh in his famous book on Ganga that was published something in 70s, he has published this with a particular note that nobody knows that who has made this painting, but this painting is very, very rich content. Closely watch. Lord Shiva is painted with blowing hair, while always you find that Shiva's hair is always described as matted hair. Jata, Juta, Rupa. Here is blowing head. So you'll be confused, oh, here is a mistake by a painter, no? The painter was genius. That is called the first ethereal breed, Vayu, Vayu Shakti of Shiva. Shiva having the five Shakti, one is Vayu. So that is the Vayu, when Vayu Shakti, that power of air coming to the mind and thought, the air start blowing. So you can say that is going to be good. This is unique. The other thing is that Parvati is there. Where there is an image of Shiva, Parvati will be always there. But closely watch, that female image is playing Veena. So you will say, oh, this is Saraswati. Oh, so any scholar of aesthetics or art, they say, oh, this is something wrong. No. This is so in-depth meaning because all the images of feminine divine, they are part or symbolic expression of only one mother, what is called Shakti. No way you can say energy. It is primordial energy responsible for the birth, the growth, and diffusion of all the energy in the whole world. And we have only one word that is called Shakti. So not to be literally translated as energy. So if Parvati is going to be converted herself into all this form, and that easily you can know how many forms. So 108 I have already described, space-time integration, and three mythical realms, the heaven, the earth, and underworld. Swarg, Prithvi, Patal, according to our system, the three levels. You can multiply 108 into 3 is equal to 324. So motherly spirit, according to our Hindu cosmology, 324 form. When she is a very lovely, kissing, touching, sexy, you can say wife of Shiva, she is called Uma. When she is little bit more motherly, like looking after her house, she is called Parvati. When she gets completely furious to kill demons, then she is Kali. When she became so angry when controlling her own husband, she is Mahakali. When she is becoming completely a teacher, then she is Saraswati. So it is nothing like you can differentiate. So that idea, the painter was a very knowledgeable person who had tried to put it because this is the life symbolism. So two things are very important. One, just I have narrated about Shiva. Now here is the thing that according to black hole theory, if you can talk about the modern quantum physics, then we say that everything was black. Then a sound came. And according to our Hindu cosmology, that sound was Om. Om. Sorry, I can't pronounce it to my throat. Anyway, so that Omkara Rupa is the sound phenomena from the black matter, and that's how came voice. Vagadevi, Saraswati. So that Vida is symbolizing that how that feminine form of the primordial cosmic mother in the form of here impending, of course, Parvati, but the Shakti is like this, the energy is like this, the power is like this, and that's why she is playing Vida. So that is the idea. Now we see the whole city is described. I can give you one, two example. If you can closely watch, the upper portion is just like egg. Okay, little bit zigzag here, there. Egg and basement is a river, that is Ganga. So it is just like you can say your Rana. Here backbone, you see the whole veins are going just to keep your body. So that has the level that is a Shushmana Gangaji. And upper side is like egg. And in the basement is trident. If you can watch, Shiva is carrying trident. On the trident, that egg is fixed. We have wonderful word described again in our Purana that is called Hiranya Garbha. It means that whole world originated through the golden egg. It is embryo of the whole life phenomena. Not only in our text, in most of the ancient texts, you can say Jandavesta, you can go to the other texts from the Chinese tradition, or the Old Testament, we find similar description. So here in the city is not only the physical city, it is the first city, habitat for humanity, and that's why this is linked with the three power, the three forces, good, bad, and in between, up, down, and in between, earth, heaven, and then underworld. So three guna. What is in the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it is described. So Shiva is called Trikaradarshi, Triloki Natha. So with the trident, he is trying to control the whole life phenomena, energy of Mother Ganga, and she is going to give the life. And that's why the painting, the whole city is painted here. The city itself. Here one can also cite a metaphysical or you can say philosophical sense of expression by Gopinath Ji, one of the great mystical master of the last century. But he said that whatever you see here, this is the reflection, a shadow of this Hiranyagarbha Kashi, which is somewhere in the heaven. And that is best fitting into this type of painting. And this is unique. This has been now used by many scholars, and one of my books also having the cover page of this one. Stop बोलिए. This is just giving another example, as I have mentioned that the city has been described by 108 names. So if you can cite 108 names, then in a similar way by chanting the name of this city through 108 words, again you are taking the whole circle for the year. This is later on transformed into the physical reality of Vana, forest, sacred groves, sacred forest. The city divided into 5 parts. So if you could say here in this portion, the yellow portion you can see in this portion, that it is shown that whole city was divided by small rivulets. And one can easily prepare a map during flood season that how the 5 blocks were. And that's why called Panchavana. So this city is also called as Panchavati. Don't confuse it with Ramayana. This is symbolic movement. That 5 Banaras making the 5 type of zone like Panchakosha, the Panchabhuta. So that has been transferred. So here is metaphysical, here is a physical reality. And credit to go to James Pritzker, who have prepared this map in 1822. When you convert that map into the just same map into the lanes, the reality of the physical lanes and settlement, you can see that right hand side, that is exact fitting. I am very sorry to say that in course of time after 1822, lot of encroachment, illegal destruction here and there. Now hardly out of all 84 wells, ponds and such streams, hardly we have now 22. All lost, covered. But anyway, we can reconstruct the whole physical reality to understand the metaphysical, cosmological, and histogenetic forces of how city has been evolved. So this is the typical example. In the northern, now let me give you 2 examples. Like one can say, the northern side of forest, Mahabana. It means that was the dense forest area. If you go to that area, close to Ghat area, still you can find at least 3, 4 very old trees that is about 1,000 years old. And they are butter, either ficus or holy butter, banya. These 2 are different. So this is the way, and still we have tradition that how people accepted this concept of vana as a symbol of mother. So we have Bhatta Savitri brother. So ladies go worship that, and mostly mothers go worship, or newly married girls go for the well-being of the husband or for the well-being of the children. So this is the way that whole landscape became the part of the ritual tradition, and Banaras is very good, unique example to say that traditions try to preserve the ancient glory of the city. Just to give you a quick glimpse, Banaras riverfront panorama, 18th to 19th century. This is based on the upper 2 paintings and drawings that is based on the Berlin Museum. They have preserved these things that how in the early 18th century, that was around 1720, the first painting, lower side. The upper side you find that 1820, that is a painting of the Ghats, and that is very famous. It has been several times reprinted, and that is preserved in the different parts of the world in different museums. And the lower side, the same you can see, that is by fisheye lens has been plotted just to see upper and the lower level, that how it looks like. So based on the painting aesthetics and then the physical reality, how they are going to support each other. This is the typical example. So just to say, this is another important point. So this will be part of introductory thing, and I will conclude by this that how this riverfront very important here. There are several explanations. The one explanation is that if you can see from Himalaya in the north and then going to southeast, where Ganga meets to the ocean, Ganga Sagar. So he started from Gangotri source, the Ganga Sagar to the mouth. You'll find that Ganga Ji is running just like SA. It is serpentine of curve. But only coming to Varanasi, suddenly for about 6.5 kilometers, it turns like half curve. That people call it the northerly flow, Uttar Vahini. The big question was that in curve there is nothing like a north or south. So there must be some reference points. We have tried to measure this. And then we find exactly at Dasaswamedh Ghat, which is Ghat number 42, it is exact half, the both portion. So you go in the north, Adikesha, come in the south at Assi, you can draw a line and then Dasaswamedh, you find a triangle is there. This was the unique beauty of the natural flow, which in the ancient past, great sages perceived it and they described this is the northerly flow. When we measure in terms of angle, then we find if you see the rectangle, this right angle, then we find exact 45-degree this is turning. This had been proved only in 1995 that my goodness, this is the beauty of the river. It is like this, and therefore metaphorically it is called northerly flow of it. Now, the important part is that there are 84 ghats. This is very important because all these rivers, as I have mentioned, they are related to body symbolism. Ganga is a river in a physical sense, but overall, Ganga is a body. Here, the same thing is this. If that is body and mother spirit is there, then naturally there should be something very elaborative form of symbolism. And that symbolism is that your body having the 7 chakras, what we do in the meditation. Okay, we start from our level code, we go to the super level like this, so we have 7 levels of chakra. We have 7 days, we have 7 stars, we have 7 gatis. From the earth, we go to jet stream, 7 layers in the atmosphere. That 7 is very important number. We have 7 basic rishis. So that is 7 layer of the body. And then that body is going to move the chakra, Kala chakra, that is the 12. I have already described it. There's 6 phases and then 6 ritus and then 2 phases. So 12, that is called Masa or Rashi. So you can multiply together, integration of the 2, 12 into 7, that becomes 84. And the same thing is we need 84 lakhs of organic species, 84 lakh yoni. And this way mother is going to look after, so she is called that, she's going to purify the body in all the 8.4 million organic species. Till 2015, in the Western science, this was well accepted theory based on Abel's research in 1939, great astronomer. That's why we call this Hubble telescope, the biggest telescope. Based on that research has been done that the total number of organic species in the whole cosmos, in this cosmos, it is around 10 million. But according to Hindu cosmology, that was 8.4 million, and they have given the whole list of them. The major list was recorded in the Garuda Purana, that after your death, where your life will go according to karma. So like we can say snake is one, elephant is one, dog is one, like this, you can count, and that number comes according to Hindu cosmology 8.4, and in the Western, that is come 10. That is the difference. So many scholars say it is like a Marcia Iliade or Clamorish, they have tried to say it is very close to that. Of course, that has been challenged in 2015, that is another side of history. So now here is the thing, for all that 84 number, 12 into 7, there are ghats. So your life is start from south to north. South is a realm of Yama, death, and north is Kailash, life. Okay? So this way the whole Kundalini chakra also from the level code, you go to up. In this way, from south we start Asi. Asi means a big knife, edge of the sword. So if you cross Asi, then merit will be cut. If you go in the north, Varana, not Varuna, Varana, and Varana itinam Nadya Varana. The motherly river who is just like daughter or assistant to Mother Ganga, who will take all your negative forces and convert it to positive. That is the quality of life. And this way the life is, and in between is 8.4 million organic species you have to pass through after several deaths and cycle of the death, a reborn, reborn, a rebirth, etc., etc. So what happened that in the past they have set in a manner that whenever you are going to take bath at one particular place and purify yourself and doing the ritual, you are going to get relief from any type of sins or negative force in 10,000 spaces. So if you can take bath from Asi Ghat to Adikesham, we have done physical exercise, this will take about 10 hours. None has done this, partly you have done. And one of our friends from Spain, he has tried to, Mr. Gold, he had tried to do it. He reached to Ghat number 66, 67, close to Panchganga. He fell completely unconscious. He was in 2 days coma period, admitted in the Heritage Hospital that time. So this is another thing. This is a very important issue that ancient sages realized this. It was not easy. In spite of all good and clean water, herbal quality having, healing quality having, but it was not possible that 10 hours you have all wet clothes and doing all this. And that's why they have prescribed 5 main ghats. Panchatirthi. It means 5 sacred ghats related to Panchabhutas, Shishidal Pavakravan Samira. All these 5, if you can get that, and then you can perform Kshama Stotam and you can get break from it. This way that. Okay, you have no time, very busy schedule, then don't worry, you can come on in the center, Ghat number 42, Dasa Someda. And there, stand in the water and simply say, oh mother, I am just stupid, idiot, ignorant, don't know anything. It is the moral duty, responsibility of the mother to take care. So, and you close your eye, your mother will take care. So without doing anything, you've done the matter. One good quality is here, and a special quality in this year, you have not to worry about sacred verse. This is another thing about Kashi. It says that you can only remember 3. Who is that? Shiva, Ganga, and these 2 together that make is what I refer, Kashi Devi. And then you say, oh 3, please forgive me, and then you can God, because you have to accept I am ignorant and stupid. This is the way that you can find, and that you can check when you go along the Ghat, that many old people, ladies, they don't know sacred verse. They are illiterate. They don't remember it. They want that is the way they make the sound. So you'll be confused. No, this is the in-depth feeling. It's just innocent call of the heart that I am ignorant. Oh mother, oh Shiva, oh together Kashi they will take it. This is only one place where such things. So one sided we have very high level philosophic mantras, on the other hand, simple gesture and your mouth. Like you can say, sometimes they pray worship to Shiva. Oh my goodness, how to translate? We have tried to understand. They say, oh, we are praying Bholenath. What is Bholenath? So innocent, stupid baby Shiva. So how you can talk to the baby? So I am praying that baby Shiva. This is the way. So all these 84 ghats having their special buildings, some unique character, all linked like the rose. So it is just like cosmic rose, like this. And that is the base of the city. The city has grown like this. One more important thing. In technical sense, we call this a beautiful example of natural living. L-E-V-E-E and apostrophe S. It means that in the left-hand side, it has about 2-3 meters you go inside. After alluvial, we find just concrete like iron bed. And therefore, no way city is going to be destroyed by the flow of Ganga. On the other side is full plain. If heavy flood, it can go 3-4 kilometers, but never like it is just like a dam made of steel, what we call symbolically. So that is another thing that it has grown like this. So water for drinking, water for cattle purposes, water for cooking, water for anything, and throughout here, perennial river with all the herbal quality, healing quality, and that's why it attracted people from different parts of it. So one side is religious faith, other side is all healing quality. Given that life phenomena, that's why people from all parts of India they have settled down. We have prepared a map, 32 sections of India represented along the Ghat. You go to that in Bengali, Abiki, Alchal, Tombolachen, all Bengali. Then you go to Tamilian area, exact that no way you can understand. And the moment you are outsider, they will talk complete Hindi. Not pure Hindi, Banaras. That is the multiple character, multiple personality, mixed culture here. No other place. And Mother Ganga is always there. So this is the story. Let me stop at this stage and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to say some of my feeling experiences, co-sharing. Madam Jyoti ji, special thanks to you for and Mr. Pravin Rana also giving this chance that I can say something. But this will be the first stage, and then this follow up, if chance will be given, then I can talk about the Ghats. This is up to coming up to the Ghats. Then we start the journey. Each Ghat start from a sea Ghat we can slowly proceed towards Aditya. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you,
Have a
Professor
nice
Rana.
day.
Thank you so much.